Good morning. This class we will start chapter 3, Understanding Quadrilaterals. First we will learn what is a curve. Consider few points like this. Okay. If you join all these points without taking your hand like this, you should not lift your hand. If you join all these points, then it is called a curve. There may be many examples of a curve. It may be any kind of this. Okay, these are the examples of a curve. When you join few points without taking your hand, then it is called a curve. Here you should not misunderstand the word curve. Even the straight line like this, mathematically this is also called as curve. It need not to be bent for a curve. So even a straight line can be also called as a curve. What is called simple curve? Okay, what is called a simple curve? There should be no overlap. Then it is called a simple curve. So whatever the examples we have drawn, they all simple curve because there is no overlap. So everything it is called simple curve. So just not simple curve. Suppose if there is a overlap, here there is a overlap, here there is a overlap. If there is some overlapping, then this is a curve but not a simple curve. The word simple is for you have to check whether it is a overlap or not. If there is a overlap, then it is not a simple curve. If there is no overlap, then it is called a simple curve. Okay, the next is we will see what is called a closed curve. First we will see simple closed curve. Okay, simple means there should not be any overlap. Closed means wherever you are starting, at the same point the curve should end. Then it is called a closed curve. It may be of any shape. Okay, wherever you are starting the curve, in the same point you should end the curve. Then it is called a simple closed curve. Okay, so I want to draw another thing. A closed curve that is not simple. The curve is closed but not simple, which means if you draw a curve like this, okay, here you are starting and same point you are ending, so it is called a closed curve. But here there is a overlap, so this is an example for a closed curve that is not simple. For example, I am starting from here, I am starting like this. Okay, I am coming here and ending at the same point, so it is a closed curve. Since there is a overlap here, that is not a simple. So it is an example for a closed curve that is not simple. Now we will try to match this. So in left side there are some figures, in the right side you see simple closed curve, a closed curve that is not simple, simple curve that is not closed, not a simple curve. Just you try to match it. This is a simple curve. First thing is simple closed curve. This curve is not closed because starting point is here, ending point is here, so this is not there. A closed curve, this is not closed. Simple curve that is not closed. Okay, this is a simple curve, it is not closed, so you can match it. The next is, this is not a simple curve because there is a overlap. Okay, this is not, first you have to see if there is any overlap, then it is not a simple curve, so it should come here. Okay, this is a simple curve and also it is a closed. The starting point and the ending point is same. This is an example for simple closed curve. If you see here, this is a closed curve, but since there is a overlap here, this is not a simple. so they can match to here. Okay, and also this is not a simple curve, so that this thing can match here also. Okay, the next thing is polygons. A simple closed curve made up of only line segments is called polygons. So first, if you draw a rectangle, you have to check two things. First, it should be a simple closed curve. Simple means there should not be any overlapping of line segments. So there is no overlap. Closed is the starting point will be the ending point. So this is a simple closed curve, and it is made up of only line segments. These are lines. So it is a polygon. This is an example for a polygon. Now I will draw something. Some figure like this. Okay, you see here this figure is made up of only line segments, but it is not a simple closed curve. It is the overlap here. So this is not a polygon. These are examples of polygons. These are not polygons. Okay, you can draw many figures. Even you can see I am starting from here, I am ending from, I am starting. If you see this figure is simple closed curve, because this figure is closed, and although it is a simple figure, there is no overlapping here, but it is not made up of line segments. Okay, there is a curve here. If it is to be a polygon, it has to satisfy two cases. First thing is it should be a simple closed curve that is made up of only line segments. Then we can call that as a polygon. If there is a arc like structure like this, then it is not a polygon. Next, based on the number of sides or number of vertices, the polygons are classified into many types. If there are 3 sides, the other name of side is vertices. So 1, 2, 3. If there are 3 sides, then it is called a triangle. So the next is for 4 sides: quadrilateral, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon and decagon. Okay, this you can see from your book. Next thing we are going to see is diagonals. Okay, here I have drawn some 3 polygons. All the figures are made up of line segments, and they are simple closed curves. So these can be called as polygons. Now from these polygons, first I will write what are the vertices or sides. Okay, so here AB is a side. For the first figure, AB is a side, BC is a side, CD is a side and AD is a side. Okay, for the second figure, PQ, QR, RS, ST, TE, EP. Okay, this is for the second figure. So all these line segments are called as vertices or sides. If you want to draw it here, XY, YW, WZ and XZ. Okay, these are called as sides. Then what are diagonals? So diagonals are line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon. What is non-consecutive vertices? Vertices that are not nearby. So if you start from here, if you start from A, the nearby vertices are if you see the nearby points, it's B and D. Other than that, if you draw a line, okay, then this line is called as diagonal. If you start from B, you have to draw a line to here. Then this AC and BD, AC and BD are called as diagonals. Okay, for this, if I start from P, already there is a line to E and Q, which are called as consecutive, nearby vertices. Now I have to draw a line other than this E and Q, because these are nearby, next to P, E and Q are there. So you have to draw a line other than that, that is from P to T, P to S and P to R, that is PT, PS, PR. These are diagonals. Similarly, I can start from Q. I can draw to QE, QT and QS. QE, QT and QS. If I start from R, I have to draw to RP, which is already there, and RE, R to E and R to T. Okay, R to P is already there. So the next is SE. SE is here. Okay, totally there are 9 diagonals here. The line segment connecting two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon are called diagonals. Okay, if you see here, X, the nearby vertices to X are Y and Z. So you have to draw a line other than that, which is XW. XW is a diagonal. Okay, so if you start from Y to this Y, this W and X are nearby. Okay, so other than that you have to draw this. So YZ is a diagonal. Now we will learn what is interior and exterior of a closed curve. Here I have drawn two closed curves. Whatever the space which is inside, this is a boundary. Whatever is inside that boundary is called interior, and whatever is outside, so which is this part is called exterior of a closed curve. The next is convex and concave polygons. So I am going to draw some example for this. This is a polygon and this is also a polygon. Okay, here the both are closed curves, no overlapping, so simple closed curves, and it is made up of only line segments. So these both figures can be called as polygon. Here what are convex polygon and concave polygon? So for that you have to draw the diagonals. Okay, if the diagonals are interior of the polygon, if the diagonals lie in the interior of the polygon, then it is called convex polygon. Okay, if the diagonals lies in exterior, outside of the polygon, then it is called concave polygon. Okay, now if you want to draw the diagonal, it will go like this, it will go like this. Okay, these two diagonals, it is in the interior, inside the polygon, so it is called as convex polygon. If you want to draw the diagonal for this, so A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so if you draw from this point, if you start, you can draw line to A to E, which is inside the polygon. If you want to start from B, you can start from B to E. Okay, and also you can start from B to C also, B to C, which is also inside the polygon. Now if you want to draw from C to D, because the nearby vertices to C are A and E, so C to D is a diagonal, CD is a diagonal, okay, which is outside the polygon. The polygon is this. So CD is a diagonal which is outside the polygon. So this polygon is called a concave polygon. Next thing is regular and irregular polygons. What is a regular polygon? It should satisfy two conditions, equiangular and equilateral. If these two conditions are satisfied, then it is called a regular polygon. What is equiangular? So all the angles should be equal, all the sides should be equal. For example, I am going to give some example for a regular polygon. Take a square. Okay, square. Here all these sides are equal, that is a square. So then it is equilateral. Okay, then what about this angle? All the angle is 90 degree, 90, 90, 90, 90. All the angles are same and all the sides are also same. So square is a regular polygon. Suppose one example for irregular polygon is a rectangle. You can see here all the angles are same. Everything is 90, 90, 90, 90. Rectangle, it satisfies equiangular because the angles are same. This is 90, 90, 90, 90, but not equilateral. Why? in rectangle only these opposite sides are same, not all the four sides are same. This side is equal to this and this side is equal to this. To be equilateral, all the sides should be same. One more example we will see for regular. Take a equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. We know that in a equilateral triangle, all the three sides are equal. All the three sides are equal. And what is the angle is 60 degrees. 60, 60, 60. Okay. So this is an example for a regular polygon. So what is a irregular polygon? If you take a isosceles triangle like this. So in isosceles triangle, you can say this side and this side are equal. Okay, any two sides are equal. For this isosceles triangle, only these two sides are equal, and here also the angle is 90 degree. Okay, this and this are not 90 degree. So this is not equilateral, and also not equiangular. It is not. So this is a irregular polygon. So for to be a regular polygon, it should satisfy both the condition. You should check the angle and also the sides. If you for a rectangle, the angles are same, but since the sides are not same, this is also a irregular polygon. Before proceeding to exercise problem, you should know this, what is called a angle sum property. Okay, you take a quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral is, it should have four sides. So it is a four sides. So take a quadrilateral, it should have four sides, AB, BC, CD and DA. The four for a quadrilateral, the four sides need not be same. It can be of any shape, but there should be only four sides and it should be closed. Okay, this is an example for quadrilateral. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a line like this. Okay, if we draw a line, you can see here ACD is a triangle. Okay, leaving this, you see ACD is a triangle. Similarly, if you leave this, ABC is a triangle. Okay, now I am splitted this quadrilateral into two triangles. Okay, we know that in a triangle, the sum of the angles is 180 degree. Okay, so if I in a triangle ACD, if you sum up the angle here, this thing and this thing, let me take this as 1, 2 and 3, angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3. Okay, so angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3. If I add this let me take this measure of angle 1, measure of angle 2, just measure of angle 1, measure of angle 2, measure of angle 3. If I am adding all these angles, it should give 180 degree, because we know that in a triangle the sum of the angles should be 180 degree. Similarly, let me do this side. Let it be 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so measure of angle 4 plus measure of angle 5 plus measure of angle 6 is 180 degree. Okay, now what I am going to do is, I am going to add this both. So measure of angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 plus angle 4, angle 5, angle 6. I added everything together. So that should be 180 degree plus 180 degree. Okay, because angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is 180 degree. Angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is 180 degree. From the figure you can write 2 and 4. Measure of angle 2, you can see measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 4, you can write angle C. That is 2 and 4. Together if you take, that is equal to, you can write angle C. Similarly, the measure of angle 1, you can write angle D. The measure of angle 5, you can write it as B, angle B. The measure of 3 plus measure of 6. Together you can write it as this angle A. Now I am going to substitute it in this here. So measure of angle 1, instead of this measure of angle 1 I am going to write angle D plus, for this 2 plus 4, for this 2 and 4 together I am going to write angle C plus, for this 3 and 6 together I am going to write angle A plus, instead of this angle 5 I am going to write angle B, that is equal to 360 degree. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D, that is equal to 360 degree. So what does it mean? If you want to redraw the quadrilateral here, this is the quadrilateral we have taken. So this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. So what is angle A? This is angle A. This is angle B, this is angle C, and this is angle D. So what does this equation says? If you add all the angles in a quadrilateral, that should add up to give 360. Similarly, to triangle, if you add all the angles, take a triangle, it is PQR. If you add all the angles, what will be the answer? Angle P plus angle Q plus angle R is 180. Okay, this is the case for a triangle. You know that. For a quadrilateral, similarly, if you add all the angles, angle A plus angle B, angle C, angle D, together it should give 360. Now the same thing we are going to check it for this type of polygon. Last time we took something like this. Okay, this is also a quadrilateral which is closed and it also has 4 vertices. This is also a this is also a quadrilateral. Then what is the difference between this quadrilateral and here? The difference is that is a convex polygon and this is a concave polygon. Okay, why it is called concave? Because if you draw a diagonal from here to here, this diagonal is outside the exterior of this polygon, so it is called a concave polygon. Now the question is, just now we studied, if you add all the angles in a quadrilateral, it should sum up to give 360. Suppose it is A, B, C, D. We know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is 360. Okay, just now we proved this. Whether the same thing holds here also, we are going to check that. For that, the same thing I am going to split here. Okay, now there is 2 triangles here. The same thing, this is angle 1, this is angle 2, and this is angle 3. So we know that in a triangle the sum of the angle is 180 degrees. So angle 1 plus angle 2, so measure of angle 1, measure of angle 2 plus measure of angle 3 is 180 degree. Similarly, this side, this angle be 4 and this angle be 5 and this angle be 6. Measure of angle 4 plus measure of angle 5, measure of angle 6 is 180 degree. Okay, now I am going to add all this. So measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2, measure of angle 3, measure of angle 4 plus measure of angle 5 plus measure of angle 6, that is equal to 180 plus 180 is 360. Now here, what is measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 4? If you add this 1 and 4 together, it is equal to angle A. So measure of angle 2 is angle B. Measure of angle 6 is angle D here, and here measure of angle 3 plus measure of angle 5. These two angles together will give angle C. Now we are going to substitute it here. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 4 together, angle 1 and angle 4 together is angle A, plus instead of angle 2 I can write angle B, plus instead of angle 3 and 5 together I can write angle C, plus instead of angle 6 I can write angle D. So here is also, whether the quadrilateral is convex, whether the quadrilateral is convex or concave, the sum of the angles in a quadrilateral, if you add together, it should give 360 degree. We'll start with exercise 3.1. First problem is, given here are some of the figures. So you have to match with this following. First we will start with this figure. First you have to check whether it is a simple curve. What is a simple curve means? There should not be any overlap. There is no overlap. So this is a simple curve. Okay. Simple closed curve. This curve is closed. It starts from here and is also closed at the same point. It agrees. This is also a simple closed curve. Whether it is a polygon. So it is a simple closed curve and it is made up of only line segments. There is no curve here. Everything is a line segments. Yes, this is a polygon also. The next thing is whether it is a convex polygon or concave polygon. This you have to find out by drawing the diagonals. So if you draw a diagonal from here to here, this diagonal is exterior to the polygon. So this is called a concave polygon. So it will come here. Okay. So the first figure, it is a simple curve, simple closed curve, polygon and also a concave polygon. The next is, again, this is a simple curve. Yes, there is no overlap. So it is a simple curve and is also closed. This is a simple closed curve. It is made up of only line segments. So it is a polygon. Now it is a concave or convex. If you draw the diagonals, it will from here to here and from here to here. These two polygons are inside the interior to it. So it is called a convex polygon. Okay, sorry, 2. If you see the third figure, this is not a curve because curve is, you should not take, while drawing the curve, you should not take the hand. So if you draw like this, okay, this is a curve, but here the figure is like this. Okay, which is not a curve. So it will not satisfy any of this. The next is also, here this is also, there is a overlapping is there. So it is not a simple curve. This will not also come. So the next is, this is a simple curve. If you see here, this is a simple curve. There is no overlapping. Okay, and that is also closed. This is closed. Now it is not a polygon because it is not made up of line segments. Only if it is made up of straight line segments, then it is called a polygon. It is not a polygon. So it will not come here. Okay. The next is the sixth one. You can see here it is a simple curve. There is no overlapping and is also closed. Here also there is a curve at the top and the bottom. So this is not made up of line segments. So it is not a polygon. So it is not a convex polygon and also concave polygon. And the seventh one is a simple curve. There is no overlap. So it's a simple curve and is also closed. It will come here. It is not a polygon because it is not made up of line segment. There is a curve here. So this is not a polygon. So it is not a convex and concave polygon. The last picture is not a curve because if I start the curve drawing like this and I am going like this, again I have to cross this. There is a overlap here to complete the picture. Okay, there is an overlap here. So this is not a curve. So it will not come here. Problem is, how many diagonals does each of the following have? It is a convex quadrilateral. So I have drawn a convex quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a closed, simple closed curve with 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is made up of line segments. That is a quadrilateral. What is convex is, if you draw the diagonals, it should be interior of that. So here, if I want to draw a diagonal from here to here and from here to here. So 2 diagonals I can draw here. It is a regular hexagon. What does you mean by the word regular means? All the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Totally there are 6 sides. All the 6 sides are equal and also these angles are also equal. Then it is called a regular hexagon. Now I have to find how many diagonals are here. So let me mark it A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so diagonals is I have to draw a line segment to the non-consecutive vertices. There are to the vertices which are not nearby. Suppose I take from A, there is already a line to B and F. Okay, this is a line, this is a side and this is a side. Other than that, you have to draw a line. So, which is AC, AD, AE. Okay, now it is 3 vertices. Similarly, I have to, which is AC, AD and AE. Now, if I start from B, I have to draw to BF, BE, BD. BF, BE and BD. Okay. Now, you want to start from C. So, from C, already a CA is here, AC is there. So, now it is CF, CF and CE. CE. Okay. Now, again if we start from D, other than that I have to draw to DB, which is already there, which is BD, and DA is already there, and DF. DF. Okay, remaining all over. So, totally there are 9 diagonals here. Okay, so now we no need to repeat. If you start from A to E, or it is from E to A, they both represents the same diagonal. So, no need to repeat it again. Okay, so there are 9 diagonals. You can draw and check it once. For a triangle, see there is A, B and C. So, this point is connected to this and here and here. There are no vertices other than that. So if you see here, these are the 2 nearby vertices. There is no other vertices other than this A and C. So there is no diagonal for a triangle. Next problem is, what is the sum of the measure of the angles of a convex quadrilateral? Will this property holds if the quadrilateral is not convex? Just now we have seen this. I will show that page. The first question is, what is the sum of the measure of the angles of a convex quadrilateral? Okay. So this is the angle sum property of a convex quadrilateral. We solve now. We know that this is a convex quadrilateral. Okay. Here you can see here the sum of the angles in a convex quadrilateral is 360 degree. You can write this proof for this. Next question asked is, will this property hold if the quadrilateral is not convex? Here we have checked it for a concave quadrilateral, and the property holds for that. Even for a concave quadrilateral also, the angle sum property holds. Okay, you can copy this. Next problem, examine the table. Each figure is divided into triangles and the sum of the angles deduced from that. See, here there is a figure. So this figure is having 3 sides. This figure is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sides, and here they are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 sides, and here there is 6 sides. Now each figure is divided into some triangles. Here the figure is divided into 2 triangles, and here the figure is divided into 3 triangles. Here it is 1, 2, 2 triangles. Here 1, 2, 3, 3 triangles, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 triangles. Okay, you can see it here. Now what they have given is, side is 3, 4, 5, 6, that we can see here. Angle sum. Angle sum. What is angle sum means? What is the angle if you add all the angles together? Total angle. In a triangle we know it is 180 degree. So here what is this 2 multiplied by 180? Okay, this, what is this 2 is number of triangle. Okay, number of triangle multiplied by 180, that we have to do. Okay, here how many triangles are there? 2 triangles. So 2 multiplied by 180, that is the total angle here. Here there are how many triangles? 1, 2, 3. So 3 multiplied by 180. So if you add in a triangle, if you add, it is 180. Total angle is. So 180 plus 180 plus 180. So total angle sum is, for this figure it is 3 multiplied by 180. For this figure it is, there are 4 triangles, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it is 4 multiplied by 180. So to find the angle sum of any figure, any closed polygon, we can find one easy way is number of, for the inner polygon you split into number of triangles. So number of triangles multiplied by 180 will give the total angle sum. Okay, another way of doing that is what is given here is this 2, that is the number of triangle multiplied by 180. This 2 can be written as 4 minus 2. This 3 can be written as 5 minus 2. This 4 can be written as 6 minus 2. What is this 4, 5 and 6? They are all the number of sides. Okay, so in general what I am saying is angle sum of any polygon. Okay, angle sum of any, that is a polygon that having any number of sides. If you want to find the total angle, it can have any sides. So what is the total angle? That can be found out using a simple formula that is called number of sides. Okay, number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180. Okay, suppose you take this. Okay, we will start from here. This is a triangle. So how many sides are there? 1, 2, 3. So number of side is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 multiplied by 180 is 180. So here the angle sum is 180. Now we take this figure. How many sides are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 sides. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 multiplied by 180. That is 360. That is the angle sum for a quadrilateral. Now we can check it here. They have given for this sides, for this polygon of sides 5, the angle is 3 multiplied by 180. So number of sides here is, which is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So this is 3 multiplied by 180 here. Okay, so now we can see here, for here total number of side is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. So total angle is 4 multiplied by 180. Now let me do for what will be the angle sum if the number of side is 7. So angle sum, if the number of side is 7, what is the angle sum we have to calculate? What is the number of side is 7 minus 2 multiplied by 180. Okay, that is 5 multiplied by 180. Okay, that is equal to 900. Okay, the next is, if the number of side is 8, what is the angle sum? You have to subtract 8, which is the number of side, minus 2 multiplied by 180. So 8 minus 2, 6 multiplied by 180, that is equal to 1080. Okay, the next is number of sides is 10. So 10 minus 2 multiplied by 180, that is equal to 8 multiplied by 180, that is equal to 1440. The next is, in general they have asked what is the angle sum if the number of sides is n. So n minus 2, n is the number of sides, minus 2 multiplied by 180. Okay, now we have studied for a polygon with n number of sides, the angle sum is n minus 2 multiplied by 180. Question is, what is a regular polygon? What is a regular polygon? Is a polygon with equal sides and equal angles. Okay, so in a polygon all the sides should be equal and all the angles are equal. Then these two conditions are satisfied, then it is called a regular polygon. For example, you see here, if you saw a figure like this is a quadrilateral, this is a polygon. Okay, but this is not a regular polygon. To be a regular polygon is all these sides should be equal and are of equal angles. Then it is called a regular polygon. This is not a regular polygon. Okay, but this is a polygon. The next is, state the name of a regular polygon of 3 sides. So it should have 3 sides. So 3 sides with all the sides equal and all the angles equal. So the example is a equilateral triangle. So next is 4 sides, means 4 sides with all the sides equal and also angles should be equal. then it's a square. With 6 sides you can see a regular hexagon. So this is a regular hexagon. Okay, here all the angles are equal and all the sides are equal. Okay, these are the examples of a regular polygon. The next is find the angle measures x in the following figures. We have to find what is x here. Okay, so this is a quadrilateral. 4 sides are there, so it is a quadrilateral. The angles are given for 3 sides. One of the side is not given. So you have to write from angle sum property. What is the angle sum property says? If you add the angles, it should give 360 in a quadrilateral. So 50 plus 130 plus 120 plus x. If you add all the angles, it should give 360. 360. Now what is 130 plus 120 is? This is 250. 250 plus 50, 300. 300 plus x equal to 360. Now we know how to solve this equation. Then what is x here? X equal to 360 minus 300. So the x equal to 60. Next problem is we have to find what is x here. So count, there is 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a quadrilateral. So there are 4 angles, one is 70, 60 and x, that we have to find. And what is this? What is this angle here? So if you take a straight line, so this angle is 180 degree. Okay, this is a straight line. If this angle is 180 degree. If you take a straight line, if you draw a line perpendicular to this, okay, this angle is 90 degree. This is a right angle. This is 90 degree. If this part is 90 degree, surely this part is also 90 degree. So 90 plus 90, the total angle is 180 degree. So if this is 90 degree, surely this is also 90 degree. From angle sum property, we know that if you add all these angles, that is 90 plus 70 plus 60 plus x, that together it will give 360 degree. Okay, 90 plus 70 plus 60, together it should give 220 plus x equal to 360. So x equal to 360 minus 220, that is equal to 140 degree. Okay, x is 140 degree. Now the next problem is here. We should find what is this x here. Okay, here what is the symbol means? This is also x, this is also x, which means this both of these angles are equal. Okay, first thing is you have to count the number of sides. Always you should not mistake that should be a quadrilateral or triangle. Okay, here you count how many sides are there from this figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of sides is 5. Okay, you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you draw this alone, it is like this. Okay, this is the figure. Now what is the angle sum? What is the formula for angle sum? Number of sides minus 2 multiplied by 180. Okay, just now we studied this. So here what is the angle sum is? Number of side is 5. 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2 multiplied by 180 degree. 3 multiplied by 2 is 540. Okay, now what does it mean this? If you add all the angles, it should sum up to give 540 degree. Let me add. Here it is 30 and here it is x and here it is 30. Here it is x and this is also x. Then what about this angle and this angle? So here this is 70 and what is this? We know that in a straight line this angle is 180 degree. Okay, so for this straight line this total angle is 180 degree. If this is 70 degree and what is this? So this total angle from here to here it is 180 degree. This part is 70. The remaining part is here, this is 180 minus 70. Okay, what is 180 minus 70 is 110. So this part is 110. Similarly here, the total angle from here to here, this total angle is 180 degree because it's a straight line. This total angle is 180 degree. If this part is 60, what is this remaining part is 180 minus 60, which is 120. Okay, now we got out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles, 3 angles we know. This is 30, this is 110 and this is 120. Let me sum up that, which is 110 plus 120 plus 30. There are 2x, x plus x. So all these sum up to give 540. So 110 plus 120 plus 30 together give 260 plus, this is x plus x is 2x, that is equal to 540. 2x equal to 540 minus 260. Okay, what is 540 minus 260 is 280. 280, that is 2x. So x equal to 280 divided by 2. X equal to 140. Okay, here one thing you should take care of. First you have to see the figure. You have to count the number of sides. Here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides are there. Okay, so from, if it is 5 sides, then you have to calculate what is the angle sum. This is the formula. You know the number of sides, then you can calculate what is the total angle. Then you can see out of that 5 angles, only one angle is given, and here this 70 and 60 are given, not the interior angles. Okay, so from, you know that the total angle is 180. From that you have to subtract to find this 110 and 120. Then you can sum up and you can find what is x. Next problem is you have to find what is x. So this dashed line represent all the sides are equal, and x represent x, 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 x and x. So all the angles are equal. Here the number of sides is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So let me write what is the angle sum. Angle sum is, number of sides is 5. So 5 minus 2 multiplied by 180. So this is 3 multiplied by 180 is 540. So in this figure, if you add all the angles together, which is x plus x plus x plus x plus x, all the angles together, it should give 540. What is this? This is 5x equal to 540. Okay, what is x? 540 divided by 5, that is equal to 108. So x equal to 108. Okay, next problem is you have to find what is x plus y plus z. So here it is x, here it is y, and here it's z. First you have to find what is x, y, z. Then we can add that. First let me take this part alone. Okay, this part alone, what is this? It is like this. This is 30 and this is z. Okay, so we know that in a straight line, what is this total angle is 180 degree. Okay, if this part is 30, so if this part is 30, what is the remaining is 180 minus 30. So how we will write? Z plus 30. If you add the whole thing, it should give 180. Then what is Z is 180 minus 30, that is 150. Okay, the next thing is, I will write it here. You take this part. Okay, how it looks like if you draw a line like this. This is 90. Okay, I am just expanding this. This is 90, and what is this? So the total is 180. So x plus 90 should give 180. Then what is x is 180 minus 90, that is 90 degree. Okay, now we got what is x and what is z. The last is what is this y. Y we have to find. For that you can see here y we have to find, and the other end is also nothing is given. But we know that in a triangle, if you add all this is a triangle. Okay, in a triangle, if you add these three angles, it should give 180 degree. So now what we can do, let me take this angle as some A. Okay, so now 30 plus 90, 30 degree plus 90 degree plus that angle A should give 180 degree. Okay, this is 120, 120 plus angle A equal to 180 degree. So A equal to 180 minus 120. Okay, what is this angle is? A equal to 60 degree. Okay, you see from here, if this A is 60 degree, what is this? This total, there is a straight line here. So this is 60 degree, and what is Y here? So A is 60 degree. So 60 plus Y together will be 180 degree. So Y equal to 180 minus 60, that is equal to 120. Now what is X plus Y plus Z? X is 90 degree plus Y is 120 degree plus Z is 150 degree. If you add together, that is 360 degree. The last problem here is find X plus Y plus Z plus W. You have to add this. First we will find one by one. Okay, let me start from here. If you take this, if you can see here, the line is going like this, and here is the line, and this is X, and this is 120. So this is a straight line. This total angle is 180 degree, which means X plus 120. If you add this total, it should give 180 degree. So what is X is 180 minus 120, which is 60. Okay, then we go for Y. Here this is Y. The total is 180. So 80 plus 1, Y should give 180. So Y equal to 180 minus 80, that is 100. Okay, we got it. What is X, what is Y? Then what is Z here? Z plus this 60. Z plus 60 together is 180. So Z equal to 180 minus 60, that is 120. Now we got what is X and what is Y and what is Z. The last one is W. The W, the other side is not given. So let me take it as A. So this is a quadrilateral with 4 sides. So quadrilateral means it should have 4 sides. 1, 2, 3 and 4. In a quadrilateral, if you add all the angles together, it should give 360 degree. So A, angle A plus 60 plus 80 plus 120. If you add all the angles together, it should give 360 degree. Okay, this is the angle sum property. If you add 60 plus 80 plus 120, that is 260. That is equal to 360. So A equal to 360 minus 260. So A equal to 100. Okay, if A is 100, if you draw like this is A and this is, if A and this is W, this A is 100. Okay. So what is this W? So W plus 100. If you add this together, this is a straight line, so it should be 180. So W equal to 180 minus 100, which is 80. So W is 80. What you have to find? X plus Y plus Z plus W. What is X? X is 60 plus Y is 100 plus Z is 120 plus W. W is 80. Okay, together you add, that is 360. Okay, by this we are completing the first exercise in chapter 3. We will start exercise 3.2. Thank you.